to have the strength to do it, man, because some people I know they can use some examples like you to really help them out in their lives.
Yeah, for sure.
I was never a big drinker. I was never big on, you know, drugs or anything. You know, I don't mind my weed once in a while, you know, but I was never big on it, and you know, it kind of helps me because I look at other people sometimes. It's like, wow, I'm just happy I got that strength that I don't have to be where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, my co-host wants to ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm the co-host. I'm Josh, man, and I was addicted to pills for a little while, and I just sobered up from them about 6 months ago. I know what you're saying when I was listening to you when you're talking, man, and going to parties and people who I used to do it with, man, all the time. Just saying, you know, Josh, do a line, and looking at that, and I had to stop going to it because it was just too much for me. That's how I stayed sober, man. It's hard. I know what you're saying. When you talked about going to the club, I just pictured this party into the summer, man. Everyone wanted me to do stuff with them, and I had to leave the party. I couldn't take it, man. Everything that I used to do was there, and with the people I used to do it with, and it was just really hard, man. It's a time in my life I didn't really like. I did a lot of stupid shit then, and I regret doing a lot of it. It ruined my life now.
Yeah, most def. I feel you on that, like, completely, you know?
And because of that, I don't even have my full grade 9 because of that. I messed up my entire high school. I'm paying for it now. I'm only 19, just turned it on the 30th of December, man. I'm seeing it now. It's hard to do anything without a grade 9, without even most of your high school. It's just hard on me now trying to get back to the school and stuff.
Yeah, that's another accomplishment I can share with you guys, you know. That's how me and Cause ended up doing hip-hop together, you know, because I ended up going to alternate school, and, you know, it costed me another year, and they made me do, you know, my math over again, like 2 or 3 times, and it was quite a hard accomplishment, but it took me over 2 extra years, and I actually graduated and got my dogwood diploma, so that was a pretty amazing accomplishment. I thought I would have never graduated myself, and, you know, the majority of people in my class didn't graduate. So I stayed, like, you know, really intact and tried to make it happen for myself, and, you know, by getting that was a really great thing, even though, you know, you would think you might not need it, or, you know, but in the real world, when it comes to something and, you know, you want a decent job, that's something you have to have, especially nowadays.
That's cool. I mean, achievements are really big in life. I mean, you've accomplished a lot from what we last talked about also. Yeah, actually,
the biggest thing I would say at the end of 2009, I got to interview DJ Who Kid, who is G-Unit's DJ.
Wow.
That is amazing.
And his satellite radio show gets 2 to 4 million listeners a week.
Oh,
that's big
numbers.
A
lot of listeners, man.
Yeah, that's big numbers.
So you can most def check out the interview. It's coming out. The VC Hip Hop Show's website is being built, so that's going to be most definitely really nice. And then we also had we accomplished the goal within 4 days of ending, you know, VC archives for all the beautiful hits, and we achieved over 100,000 hits for 2009.
Wow.
So by people checking out and getting free music, it was quite an accomplishment. I was at about, you know, 95,000 hits, and I encouraged a good 20 people to boost the website, and we had about, I would say 12,000 hits within 4 days.
That's
so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. You were also talking on the phone with me about you have to write something for a college.
I ended up doing an interview. Big ups to Tubra, who is an old school MC from the late 90s who ended up, you know, hitting me up through Nardwar, and Nardwar obviously gave him my contact to do the history of the Vancouver essay that he's working on, and I gave him some great contacts to be in touch, and he had a great interview with me regarding the history of Vancouver and, you know, the future and the movement that has been going on here. And you also check that on VCArchives.com. So big ups to 2 Raw and Mr. Nardwar, because, you know, it was pretty great to do that and, you know, represent all my pioneers and fellow peoples who've definitely held it down for Vancouver, and I could speak on their behalf.
Cool. My next question, I wanted to ask you, just last time we spoke, and you were saying that you've shaken a lot of celebrity hands, and you go through every day shaking somebody new's hand. How does it feel deep down inside, you know, to shake somebody's hand that, you know, that you've looked up to, or to, you know, that you've never guessed you would meet or something?
It's pretty phenomenal. Sometimes I'm so starstruck, and I'm literally floating on cloud 9 for like 2 or 3 days, and I just can't believe it happened. Like, and one of those, you know, instances was Tech 9, 3-6 Mafia, RZA, and Jizza. Those are the 4, and Chuck D. Those are actually the 5 people I was really, really blown away by meeting, you know?
Yeah.
And the story behind Jizza is that was like one of the first albums, Liquid Swords, that I've admired since in my late teens, you know? And I just couldn't believe it, man. Like, when I met him, it was like there were so many people in the crowd, and I just yelled to him, and I said, "Do you want to be in the Wall of Fame?" He's like, "Yeah, meet me at the back of the bus." And then I met the videographer for all the Wu-Tang videos, and he invited me in the bus to meet Jizza, and I got to, you know, see what's good with him, and you know, take a flick with him. And it was kind of funny. I wasn't prepared at all, and it was just a phenomenal feeling, you know?
Yeah.
And same with 3-6 as well. Like, that was really crazy. Like, I would have never thought meeting 3-6 Mafia would have happened. And same with Tech 9. Like, with Tech 9, you know, big ups to Josh, who held it down at Rock the Bells, and he got me in behind stage through Chang. And by going there, I just walked up to Tech, and I just told him what was good, man, and how I appreciated to see him where I live, and, you know, how to, like, you know who he is in person. And he was so chill, and he's just like, "Yeah, come back to the dressing room and come chill with me and Chris Calico." I'm like, "Are you for real?" And then next you know, they got a woman who was interviewing Chris Calico, and then all of a sudden we took a flick, man, and it was good, amazing times. And, you know, I didn't even really have much to say. I was just like, holy dude, I can't believe that. That actually just happened. And then the same day, it was about maybe 10 minutes later, I see RZA, and I do the same thing. And he goes, "Okay, come to the dressing room, wait for me outside." And he gives me a shout-out for my YouTube channel, and it was absolutely amazing. And then we took a flick, and I ended up hooking up the after party while Nas was going to be at the Rock the Bells after party. And, you know, Supernatural came, Tech 9 came, while Chris Calico through Tech 9. T3 from Slum Village was there. All the Rock the Bells staff. Who else was there? I'm just trying to think, man. Boy Jones, which was Old Dirty Bastard's son, was there. RZA came. It was a phenomenal, like, connection, you know. We had a good 15 people in VIP that were, like, legends, you know what I mean? Yeah. That were just, like, there. And I was the guy who hooked up the backstage, like, party, like, after party, you know? And it was